Aloha! It's the 13th of July 2021 and it's time to jumpstart this channel back to life. Let's first check in on Eastern Asia where there's some development possible. In the West Pacific we've got this big air disturbance and thunderstorms over near the Philippines. There's Luzon in here. It's actually off over here where I think the next development is looking like forming. This low pressure develops throughout the latter half of this week according to the GFS and develops into a tropical cyclone and looks like a likely typhoon in the GFS heading in towards southern Japan and then into South Korea and China. Of course the track is exceptionally uncertain at this point. Let's have a look at the EC and WF. European sensor model doesn't go out quite as far as the GFS, but we can begin to see the low developing towards the end of the forecast. That's around 22nd of July, 9 days from now. There's the low, looks like a similar position to the GFS. There have been back-to-back low pressure systems menacing Central Europe, and the second one that we're into now is actually producing a lot of rain over the Alps, thunderstorms, but it's up in the north where it looks like there's going to be some real heavy rain with potential for flooding. The GFS shows the low pressure is centered at the start down in Italy and then the heavy rain over the Alps and Switzerland, but it's later in the week. There we see rain picking up on the corner between the Netherlands, Belgium and Germany in particular. Heavy rain persistent, lasting for a good part of the day on Wednesday. Just look at how widespread all this snow is in South Africa. Hey, you know, we should really check out the satellite imagery to see if we can see this snow cover. I think it continues we're in Tuesday, and then it maybe dies out a little bit. But this should be visible, particularly over Lesotho. We should see quite a lot of snow cover. Oh well, it's nighttime, so the snow hasn't actually hit by this image, which was taken yesterday. And actually the high ground is all snow-free apart from a tiny little patches, I think, over here in Lesotho. But yes, maybe in the next video we'll check out how much snow actually is covering the ground. Still, it's a good opportunity to shove in a video from a little earlier this year of Lesotho here after some snow, and you can see the melting. Couple of things in Central and West Asia, in the south particularly. We've got some Shamal winds coming down in Iraq, maybe picking up some dust, but just look at the northern Indian Ocean here, howling monsoonal winds coming in and impacting and bringing very heavy rain to western India. Check out these total accumulated rainfall totals, and the west coast of India is lined by the hills of the Western Ghats, so you'll see the rain just picking up, building through the whole forecast period, getting up above 200 millimeters over a large area. Look at it, the entire coast is falling out into a triangle. Also high rains, heavy rains into southern Myanmar as well, and even into northern Thailand a bit there. Look at the values are getting up to 300 millimeters by the end of the forecast period. Big old lumbering low pressure system in the bight of Australia coming through, bringing rain. Looks like Victoria and Melbourne are on the warmer side of the low pressure system to start with, but then as we get later into the week, pulses of cold air moving through, bringing snow to the Australian Alps a little bit there, and that should last for a fair while. We can see the snow in the blue just popping in here. I'll just go back a couple of frames so you can see there is the snow. Actually, you can look at snow accumulation. These are the snow accumulations from from the European Centre model, different model, over the next 3 days. The scale is down in the bottom right here. It goes up to a meter if it's in the reds. Next 5 days, the values pick up. Looks like getting up to over half a meter into the mountains of southern New South Wales. It also suggests that there will be snow near Sydney in the Blue Mountains area. Even a few spots further to the north. In South America, apparently there is a front that has come down and has picked up flow into the Atacama Desert, bringing some unusual rain and even some snow on the high peaks over there. It looks like there is this area of focus snowfall in central Chile in these mountains. Next 24 hours and then next 3 days is mostly when it's occurring. It's like half a meter. Here is the fire temperature product, and this area up here is the bootleg fire. Wow, it's a really large and bright signature, some of the brightest I've ever seen. This is, I think, the sugar fire, and I'm not sure what this is. There is also a bunch up in Idaho and into Montana. But yesterday afternoon and evening, this is what it looked like, and just look at the extent of the smoke stretching from the west all the way up into Canada in a thick plume. All of those fires. So I think I'm going to have to wrap it up on that. We're currently based in Hakodate in Hokkaido, Japan, and here is some nice fog clearing from the mountain there. It's only about 400 meters high, 350. And thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Let me know what you would like us to focus on and what you would rather not hear about. And be sure to come and join us in the Discord for storm chat. And you can follow me on Twitter at YouStorm.org.